Top 10 beautiful places in Norway. Have you ever wondered what it feels like to stand at the edge of the world? To witness waterfalls that seem to fall from heaven itself? To see the sky dance with colors you never knew existed? Welcome to Norway, a land where fairy tales come to life and nature puts on the most spectacular show on earth. I'm your guide today, and we're about to embark on an incredible journey through the top 10 most breathtaking places in Norway. From fjords so deep, they'll make your heart skip a beat, to islands that look like they've been painted by the gods themselves. If you've ever dreamed of visiting a place where every view looks like a postcard, then Norway should be at the top of your travel list. So grab your imaginary hiking boots, pack your sense of wonder, and let's explore the most beautiful country in the world. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll be booking your flight to Norway faster than you can say Northern Lights. Number 1. Let's start our journey with the crown jewel of Norwegian fjords, Fjord. Picture this. You're standing on the deck of a cruise ship, surrounded by water so blue, it looks like liquid sapphire. Towering mountains rise 1,600 meters straight up from the water, their peaks touching the clouds above. But here's where it gets magical. Waterfalls cascade down these massive cliffs, like nature's own curtains. The Seven Sisters waterfall is the most famous. 7 separate streams tumbling down the mountainside in perfect harmony. Across the fjord, you'll see the Suder waterfall, and local legend says he's been trying to court the Seven Sisters for centuries. This UNESCO World Heritage Site stretches for 15 kilometers of pure, unadulterated beauty. You can experience it by a cruise ship, feeling the mist from the waterfalls on your face, or drive the Serpentine Eagle Road above, where each hairpin turn reveals a view more spectacular than the last. The fjord changes personality with the seasons. In summer, it's emerald green and alive with cascading water. In winter, it becomes a frozen wonderland where waterfalls turn to ice, and the mountains wear crowns of snow. Fjord isn't just a place, it's a feeling. A moment where you realize how small you are in this magnificent world. Number 2. Lofoten Islands. Now let's travel north to a place that defies logic. The Lofoten Islands, imagine mountain peaks. So sharp and dramatic, they look like Viking spears thrust up from the sea. These aren't gradual slopes. These are mountains that rise directly from the ocean, creating one of the most dramatic landscapes on Earth. The Lofoten Islands are a 160-kilometer chain of peaks, beaches, and fishing villages that seem frozen in time. Traditional red fishing cabins called rorbjor dot the coastline like tiny red gems against the granite mountains. These cabins, once home to seasonal fishermen, now welcome visitors who want to experience authentic Norwegian coastal life. But here's what makes Lofoten truly magical. The light. From May to July, the midnight sun never sets. Imagine hiking at 2 a.m. with full daylight, the mountains glowing golden in the eternal sunset. Then winter arrives, and with it comes the northern lights. The aurora borealis dances across the star-filled sky, reflecting in the dark waters. The beaches here will surprise you. White sand beaches with turquoise water that looks more like the Caribbean than the Arctic Circle. Hawkland Beach and Utekli Beach are so beautiful, they're almost surreal. You can surf here too. Yes, surfing in the Arctic, surrounded by snow-capped peaks. It's experiences like these that make the Lofoten Islands unlike anywhere else on Earth. Number 3. Tromsø. Welcome to Tromsø, the gateway to the Arctic, and the Northern Lights capital of the world. This vibrant city sits 350 kilometers north of the Arctic Circle, where the normal rules of day and night don't apply. From September to March, Tromsø becomes nature's theater for the greatest light show on Earth. The northern lights paint the sky in greens, purples, and blues that dance and swirl overhead. Picture yourself standing in the snow, breath visible in the crisp Arctic air, watching the sky come alive with colors that cameras can barely capture. The city itself is a masterpiece of Arctic beauty. Colorful wooden houses line the streets, their bright reds, blues, and yellows creating a cheerful contrast against the white snow. The Arctic Cathedral, with its striking triangular architecture, looks like a ship's sail frozen in ice. Take the Fjellheisen cable car up Mount Storstenen, and you'll be rewarded with panoramic views that stretch to the horizon. The city spreads out below like a glittering jewel, surrounded by fjords and mountains. In the polar night, the city lights twinkle like stars fallen to Earth. In summer, the midnight sun bathes everything in golden light that never fades. Number 4. Preikestolen Pulpit Rock. Are you ready for an adrenaline rush? Let's talk about Preikestolen, better known as Pulpit Rock. A flat-topped cliff that rises 604 meters straight up from Lisbon. This isn't just a viewpoint. It's a test of courage and a reward for the brave. The hike to Pulpit Rock is an adventure in itself. For 2 to 3 hours, you'll climb through Norwegian wilderness, each step bringing you closer to one of the most famous photo spots in the world. The trail winds through forests, over rocky terrain, and up steep inclines that will challenge your legs and reward your determination. But then you reach the top, and everything changes. You step onto a perfectly flat rock platform, 25 meters long and 25 meters wide, with absolutely no safety barriers. The edge drops straight down to the fjord below. It's terrifying and exhilarating at the same time. The view from Pulpit Rock is indescribable. Fjord stretches out like a blue ribbon between towering mountains. Waterfalls tumble down distant cliffs, and boats far below look like tiny toys. Standing here, especially during sunset when the fjord glows golden, you'll understand why this spot attracts over 300,000 visitors every year. Instagram has made Pulpit Rock famous, but no photo can capture the feeling of standing on that edge, wind in your hair, with nothing but air between you and the fjord far below. Number 5. Fjord. If Fjord is the queen of fjords, then Fjord is the intimate, mysterious sister. This UNESCO World Heritage Site is the narrowest fjord in Norway, and possibly the most dramatic. At its narrowest point, it's only 250 meters wide, with mountains rising steeply on both sides like the walls of a natural cathedral. Imagine gliding through this narrow channel by boat or kayak. The mountains so close you feel you could reach out and touch them. Waterfalls cascade down from impossible heights, creating a constant symphony of falling water. The fjord walls are so steep that sunlight only reaches the water for a few hours each day, creating an otherworldly atmosphere of blue shadows and dramatic light. Small farms cling impossibly to the steep mountainsides, accessible only by boat or hiking trails that zigzag up the cliffs. These farms have been here for centuries, a testament to human determination and the Norwegian spirit of living in harmony with impossible landscapes. The 17-kilometer journey through Fjord feels like traveling through a secret passage known only to the gods. Ancient avalanche scars mark the mountainsides, reminding you of the raw power of nature. This isn't just sightseeing. It's experiencing one of the most pristine and untouched landscapes in Europe. Number 6. Bergen. Now let's visit Norway's most beautiful city. Bergen, the gateway to the fjords, and the cultural heart of Western Norway. This city is where fairytale architecture meets stunning natural beauty, creating an atmosphere that's both cosmopolitan and timelessly Norwegian. The star of Bergen is Bryggen, the historic wharf district that's been a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1979. Picture rows of colorful wooden buildings, deep reds, bright yellows, earthy browns, leaning slightly toward each other like old friends sharing secrets. These buildings date back to the 14th century when Bergen was a major trading port for the Hanseatic League. Walking through Bryggen's narrow alleyways is like stepping back in time. Wooden galleries, hidden courtyards, and traditional Norwegian architecture create a maze of history and culture. The buildings may look fragile, but they've survived fires, storms, and centuries of Norwegian weather. Bergen is surrounded by 7 mountains, and you can reach the top of Mount Flyon by taking the famous Flybennen funicular railway. The journey takes just 8 minutes, but the view from the top is worth traveling across the world for. The entire city spreads out below, with its red roofs, blue harbor, and surrounding fjords creating a perfect panorama. The city's charm isn't just in its looks, it's in its spirit. This is where Edvard Grieg composed his most beautiful music, where artists and writers have found inspiration for generations. Number 7. Atlanterhavsveien Atlantic Road. Get ready for the drive of your lifetime. The Atlanterhavsveien, or Atlantic Road, is 8.3 kilometers of pure automotive poetry. This isn't just a road. It's an engineering marvel that connects small islands with a series of bridges that seem to leap across the Atlantic Ocean itself. Picture this. You're driving along what feels like a roller coaster built on the sea. 8 bridges connect small skerries and islands, each one offering a different perspective of the wild Atlantic. The road twists and curves through this seascape, sometimes just meters above the waves, sometimes elevated high above the churning waters below. The most famous bridge is Storsundet, known as the Bridge to Nowhere. From certain angles, it looks like it curves up into the sky and simply disappears. It's become one of Norway's most photographed landmarks, and when you see it, you'll understand why. The bridge seems to defy gravity, creating an optical illusion that makes you feel like you're about to launch into the clouds. But here's where it gets really exciting. During storms, the Atlantic shows its power. Waves crash over the road, wind howls between the bridges, and driving becomes an adventure that tests both your nerves and your respect for nature's raw power. In calmer weather, you might spot seals basking on rocks or sea eagles soaring overhead. The Atlantic Road has been called the world's most beautiful drive. And once you experience it, you'll understand that it's not just about getting from point A to point B. It's about the journey itself. Number 8. Welcome to the Queen of the Fjords, Hardangerfjord, where nature puts on its most colorful display. This is Norway's second longest fjord, stretching 179 kilometers inland. But what makes it truly special is its incredible seasonal transformation. Visit in late April or May, and you'll witness one of nature's most spectacular shows. The hillsides explode in pink and white as thousands of apple and cherry trees bloom simultaneously. The contrast is breathtaking. Snow-capped mountains rising behind orchards covered in delicate blossoms, with the deep blue fjord reflecting it all like a perfect mirror. This agricultural paradise has been cultivated for over 700 years. Traditional Norwegian farms dot the landscape, many still growing the apples and cherries that make Hardangerfjord famous throughout Norway. You can taste cider made from these mountain-grown apples. It's crisp, clean, and captures the essence of Norwegian terroir. But Hardangerfjord isn't just about fruit trees. This is also home to some of Norway's most spectacular waterfalls. Viringsfossen plunges 182 meters in a dramatic freefall that you can hear from kilometers away. The Lofoten waterfall is equally impressive, with twin cascades that thunder down the mountainside side by side. The fjord offers incredible hiking opportunities, from gentle walks through blooming orchards to challenging treks up to Trolltunga, one of Norway's most famous cliff formations. Number 9. Nordkapp, North Cape. Now we journey to the edge of Europe itself. Nordkapp, or North Cape. Standing on this 307-meter cliff at mainland Europe's northernmost point is more than sightseeing. It's a pilgrimage to the edge of the known world. Picture yourself standing on this windswept plateau, with nothing but the Arctic Ocean stretching endlessly to the North Pole. The globe monument here has become a symbol of human achievement, reaching the point where Europe ends and the Arctic begins. It's a place that has drawn explorers, adventurers, and dreamers for centuries. During summer's midnight sun, North Cape becomes magical. From mid-May to late July, the sun never sets. Imagine standing at this cliff at midnight, watching the sun hover just above the horizon, painting the Arctic Ocean in shades of gold and orange that photographers dream of capturing. Winter brings a different kind of magic. The polar night lasts from November to January, when the sun doesn't rise at all. But this darkness creates perfect conditions for the northern lights. Standing at North Cape watching the aurora dance over the Arctic Ocean is an experience that changes you forever. The visitor center here tells the story of this remarkable place, from ancient Sami settlements to modern-day tourism. But the real story is written in the landscape itself, in the wind-carved rocks, the endless horizon, and the feeling of standing at the very edge of everything. Number 10. Sognefjord. Our final destination is the king of the fjords. Sognefjord, Norway's longest and deepest fjord. This massive waterway stretches 205 kilometers inland and plunges to depths of 1,308 meters, making it deeper than the mountains around it are tall. Sognefjord is so large it branches into multiple arms, each with its own character and attractions. The most famous branch leads to Flem, home to one of the world's most spectacular train rides. The Flem Railway climbs 863 meters over just 20 kilometers, winding through 20 tunnels and past waterfalls that seem to fall from heaven itself. The fjord's sheer scale is overwhelming. Mountains rise directly from the water to heights of over 1,700 meters. Waterfalls cascade down these massive walls, some so tall they turn to mist before reaching the water. Villages nestle in the few flat areas along the shore, connected by ferries that look like toys against the massive landscape. One of the most spectacular experiences is taking a boat through the narrower branches of the fjord. The Enkrafjord arm is so narrow and deep it feels like sailing through a crack in the world. UNESCO recognized this entire fjord system as a World Heritage Site, calling it one of the most scenically outstanding fjord areas in the world. The hiking here is legendary. Trails lead to viewpoints with names like Stegestein, where viewing platforms hang over the fjord like diving boards into infinity. Standing there, looking down at the tiny boats far below and up at mountains that seem to scrape the sky, you understand why Sognefjord is called the king of all fjords. And there you have it, the top 10 most beautiful places in Norway, a country that redefines what natural beauty can be. From the dramatic cliffs of Pulpit Rock to the dancing northern lights of Tromsø, from the fairytale islands of Lofoten to the deep mystery of the great fjords, Norway offers experiences that will change how you see the world. These places aren't just destinations, they're transformations waiting to happen. They're reminders that our planet still holds wonders that can take your breath away, make your heart race, and fill your soul with wonder. Norway is calling you, whether you're drawn by the midnight sun or the northern lights, by towering waterfalls or dramatic cliff tops, by colorful cities or pristine wilderness. This is a country that promises memories you'll treasure for a lifetime. So what are you waiting for? Start planning your Norwegian adventure today, because some places aren't just worth visiting, they're worth changing your life for. Norway is one of those places. If this video inspired your wanderlust, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more incredible travel destinations, and let me know in the comments which Norwegian destination you'd visit first. Until next time, keep exploring, keep dreaming, and remember, the world is full of beauty waiting to be discovered.